station's gone.
What?
I can scarcely believe it. If we hadn't been assigned to guard the landing...
Let me know when you need a distraction.
Moving in close.
Back again. Thought we were done by now. You again. I heard fighting. What's going on?
We're not Protectorate. We're your ticket out of this hotbox. Esculepe sent us.
Esculepe? Zeb sent you? Wait, you're Niles, aren't you? Count on Zeb to go as far as raising the dead to help. But it's too late. That wasn't meant to be pointed. I'm sure it wasn't easy getting this far. What with that tyrant warden?
Oh. The others don't look like they suffered easy deaths.
Void-damned Protectorate brutality, that's what. The Consul sent a sentinel to conduct a preliminary interrogation. She tortured us for information. The others didn't survive her enthusiasm for the work. I'm only here because the Consul wants someone brought back to him, alive. Lucky. Thanks. Can't take all the credit, though. The Sentinel seemed spent by the time she got to me. Quick, though, before I forget or we're interrupted, I memorized the cipher. It's 02519W. Should help Zeb decode the intelligence we sent him a whole lot faster. Please don't think me ungrateful for your efforts, but I'm not going anywhere.
If you're too hurt to walk, I'm sure the commander and I could...
No, it's not that. I need the Sentinel to take me onto that transport. I want her to think she's won. And then, just as we leave orbit, I'm going to blow her pretty ship to pieces. I'm not planning to rely on actual munitions, but I thank you for the offer. All the same, I'm no martyr. If there was another way to protect Zebulon and our cell, I'd take it. But if I escape, the Protectorate will pursue me, and everyone I care about will be in danger. I'll make it look like an accident. Mechanical failure. When I was being tortured, I saw some frayed wires near the fuel system. With the right spark, I think I can ignite it.
I have my doubts. Even if she managed to spark a few wires, that ship's bound to have a fire suppression system. It would kick in if there was any real ignition.
What do you propose, then?
Not blowing yourself up, for starters.
You know how relentless the Protectorate is. But if I die, that's the end of it. The Consul will turn his attention elsewhere, and our cause can continue. Please, if you can help me sabotage the transport, then help me. We don't have much...
Might be I could sabotage the transport from the outside. Make it look like negligent maintenance. What do you think, Commander? Yes, Commander. Stay put. Shouldn't take me too long. Done. Won't go into the particulars, but you can
Excellent work. I see why Zebulon like... I'd say I won't forget how you've helped me, but, well, you know. Tell Zeb what happened, won't you? that it was my decision. And I was at peace with it.
What the commander means is, good luck.
Likewise. And thank you both again. No better way to go out than taking a sentinel with me. Give Zeb my best. Hope he enjoys the light show.
You want freedom of choice. You want Auntie's choice. The stamen of a typical Arcadian Titan flower, or Colossicus arum, is responsible for dumping several pounds of dander into the local atmosphere each pollination cycle. Multiply that by the dozens surrounding settlements and many other flowering
Guns cocked and loaded.
Not getting up without help, Commander!
You've returned, but where are the others? Hold a moment. What's... What in the blazes was that? What of my team? That wasn't the vessel sent for them, was it? Tell me they were not on board. And you didn't think to dissuade her? Damn it, Niles! Our cause isn't served by more corpses. Do you think I don't know that? Was she at least able to give you the cipher before the end? I wish the success of this venture had not come at such a terrible cost. But at least, perhaps I was mistaken about your commitment to making amends.
Can't fault you for having doubts. But I have changed.
I hope you'll both forgive me my earlier disposition. I'm not normally so surly. Customers? Oh, you mean patrons. And they spit? How unhygienic. I haven't much to reward you with, but take this. It's something I had started on for Niles. Well, this information came at a steep price, but I'll put it to good use. Expect to hear from me should our cause require further assistance from the Earth Directorate's best.
Honing in on. Focusing sensors. Seeking to determine origin and/or cause. Narrowing sensor. Boldly striving to pinpoint source.
Got time for a debrief, Commander?
Triangulating source of disturbance. Attempting to give chase. Continuing investigation. Determination.
Specially designed to be eaten alone at your desk.
Security level.
Let's skip
Engaging
diplomacy.
hostile.
Fastest way forward is through!
berry crunch by Auntie's choice. Every flavor-filled morsel is packed with the pep to succeed. Are you
So they see the perfection of the paradigm and can't buy their way in, so they decide that assaulting us with nonsensical advertisements and endless outsider. Prudence dictates we maintain sufficient zeal at all times.
Well, it's infected. Meds don't arrive soon, we'll have to start cutting.
My body is covered in burns. I wish I could program an automech to feel these feelings I'm feeling. You know, instead.
This is all going perfect.
You walked in here under your own steam and appear reasonably free of cuts, burns, or weeping lesions. Good. Because we've got more of that than we can handle. Don't suppose you have any medical supplies to spare, do you? That you might kindly consider Oh, no thank you. Not looking for anything that does more harm than good. From what I've heard about Auntie's medicaments, might poison a patient or cause them to grow an extra head or something. Never know what they're testing out on you. Honestly? Well, I'm a reasonable judge of character, and you seem upright. Guess outsiders aren't all just base individualists like they say on the wireless. This is a good start, but I fear it won't last long. Wouldn't happen to know a reliable means to procure more, would you? They'd sell to us? Those medicaments you gave us before? No, never. You must think me easily hoodwinked. Our societies are sworn enemies. You almost make that sound reasonable, under a highly skewed, morally vacuous light. Not seeing a wealth of options here at present. I can watch my patients die, then face the abandoned section of Westport ought to have some supplies. Should be enough medicaments down there to help our injured survive the trip to Fairfield. It's perilous, though. If you're sure it'll retain its efficacy, I recognize these patients require more care than I'm able to provide here. Seems like in Fairfield, the one last additional thing we'll need is for Vigilant Hogarth to agree. It's less a concern about disloyalty, and more my respect for his abilities. He's a skilled... I'll surely have my hands full with my patients. His presence on the journey would save lives. All right, be careful out.
This unit is currently unavailable for meaningless interaction. Consider finding a human companion using conversation.
People have been complaining about those ads playing. I'm inured to all manner of coloring.
That vacuous cacophony sets my teeth on edge.
Here with a direct message to all Protectorate subjects listening in. I'm afraid you've been fed a lot of hooey about all of us.
It is my esteemed pleasure to welcome you to Westport, once a shining testament to Protectorate excellence. Now, but where are my manners? We do not have much, but please let me offer you some victuals. Dut. I insist. Serving Unit 1. Something for the visitor at once?
Confirmative.
Perhaps you're wondering why I'd open my arms thusly for a stranger. Simple. As the guiding light for humankind, we always put our best foot forward, regardless of circumstance. I believe something still can be done. This town can be saved, its people given a reprieve. Were we to acquire the what?
Comestibles served.
We of the Protectorate pride ourselves on our mech programming. We are not miracle workers, however. Without parts to work with, we've no hope of remaking our mechs to do tasks beyond that. We need repair mechs, domestic mechs, not combat ones. Serving Unit 1 here is about as much as can be accomplished without replacement parts.
Hey, hold up there, friend. Watch out. That way's a minefield.
I laugh at danger. I'm a get up and go.
We are of like minds. We lack not the skill to do so. Our wily chief mechanist can reprogram the mech, but unfortunately, we lack ready availability of said parts.
I had to make my own luck.
What's their secret? I wish I could be more like them.
Oh, you failed to hear the loudspeakers on the way in? The announcement we're obliged to repeat incessantly. Protectorate law finds us guilty of treason on account of letting Westport fall prey to Auntie's choice saboteurs. These fine and decent folk don't deserve having their lives thrown away on account of... If I can return the settlement to a reasonable facsimile of its previous glory, sufficiently functioning, the arbiters might see fit to penalize only me, commute the others' sentences, allow them to
Half this town is underwater and the rest soon to follow. Maybe instead of looking to those who left you to drown, it's time to accept an offered hand. One from Fairfield, maybe?
I owe it to every single person here to try. Wonderful. My unavoidable march to the gallows. The parts can be found at the Euphoria Coast Automech Repair Center to the south. But do not, under any circumstances, tell those stationed there why. To get inside, you will need an access pass from the Ministry of Accuracy. Since we have all been marked as traitors, I cannot create one for you here.
And the many other flowering megaflora native to the colony.
Farewell now.
Fever, gunky eye, goop lung, post-nasal flooding, and worse. Unless you stockpiled Falderall's mollifying demulcent. An easeful release from Arcadian allergens of all kinds. Use Falderall's mollifying demulcent and breathe easy once again. Not recommended for longer than 1 second at a time. Not responsible for temporary or permanent damage to eyes, teeth, skin, or general lifespan. Ask your doctor if a walk-in industrial microwave is right for you. Whether it's an orifice or a face. Auntie's choice.
This unit beautifully acknowledges your presence.
Artificial Intelligence proudly announced its latest innovation. Stockyards. Not only does it save the company a fortune, it's so unnaturally sweet, it's almost unbearable.
We believe so much in this delicious, cost-cutting measure, we're rushing it to market. Following a modicum of testing, will soon be found in Accept no imitations. The
Nice weather we have been having, or not having.
It's like sour milk and expired medicine. It's as light as
supposed to taste good.
I'll say it's like rotten fruit and decomposing fish combined.
That's how you know it's working.
Natter. Storative elixir. Additional health benefits, none of the delicious taste. New from Auntie's Choice. Where nature ends, we begin. Get sleepy after consuming a full midday meal.
Not me. I stay hungry.
Auntie's Choice Stay Hungry Meal Pack.
Can't say that voice. Ah, the Outlander I spoke with before. What brings you back around?
Meal pack featuring our finest pre-sliced bread and dehydrated water tablets, specially designed to be eaten alone at your desk.
Why, that's wonderful. I'm actually quite relieved a fellow customer like yourself. Others in Westport fail to perceive my true nature. I am hardly one of the her, a reference you'll no doubt recognize from those keen Auntie's Choice commercials.
You is just 3 pills and an ointment away. Salutations!
I am not familiar, though that does sound like one of their products. I refer to the ones for purple bear. You likely guessed their influence right off, what with my assertive attitude and all. I laugh at danger. I hand make my own luck. That character is a revelation. You and I are just like him. Get up and go-getters. Say, did Auntie's Choice send you here? Don't fret, I am exceedingly skilled at keeping secrets.
Free to choose any vocation they like and change occupations at the slightest of whims. This is wildly.
Ha! You cannot hide the truth from... Now, do tell, what is the latest word from the field?
Fairfield, bastion of the weary, and join the winning side. I shall await you with...
Really? What was he like? Bold? Assertive? With a wildly obstreperous theatrical air? An audacious proposal. Yet this place, despite its recent humidity, remains comfortable and familiar. With a full case, I might gorge upon such sweet goodness morning, noon, and night. All right, hand it over. Oh, but what would vigilant Hogarth say? What would everyone say? I can scarcely imagine it. Abandoning my community only to satisfy my gastronomical urges and risk-taking attitude. No, I couldn't leave unless Hogarth ordered. Righto! Well, you seem rather confident. Best of luck, I suppose. You are surely going to need it. Please inform me if...
Pharmacon 5, walk-in industrial microwave, originally developed for... research laboratories for purposes we may only guess at. The Panpharmacon 5 is
Choice sure
Try
sounds
not to
exhausting.
think. It'll only make you
I mean,
unhappy.
you have to do it all the time, right?
electromagnetic waves bathe over you, exciting your molecules and curing such
Greetings, non-protectorate wretches. With regret, I must inform you that those outside our glorious society. However, I may offer you a limited selection of premium items for moderate respective fees. Initiating.
Choice knows that a better you is just 3 pills and an ointment away.
Salutations! This is TV Mill Street Fairfield with a special
That endless yattering is more. Well, look who it is. What is it? Speak your mind. Nobody needs go anywhere. Not when we can still save Westport. We of the Protectorate, it'd have to be catastrophically obvious this place was doomed, and incontrovertibly beyond my means to save it, before I'd even consider such a recourse. Well, that's what's commonly referred to as, I have the aid of key pillars of our community. Several persons of note and good character who stand with and, despite that vacuous nonsense blaring from our loudspeakers, we are still able to see to our subjects' needs. We have a generator to power our mechs and a fresh water supply. Understand your reticence. I dare say I even share it. After a lifetime of strict compliance with state edict, it's a gamble, no arguing that. But anything else is simply giving up and waiting for the end.
All Protectorate subjects listening in, I'm afraid you... a lot of hooey about all of us at Auntie's Choice. Your so-called superiors would have you... Nothing could be farther from the truth. Meaning and purpose. We say that's a fancy way of stating. We say you're just part of the herd. At Auntie's Choice, we respect the individual. We're providers. Trade and self-betterment throughout the galaxy. As the head of our corporation, I'm here to tell you personally, it's never too late to rebrand and start anew. Join us, embrace freedom, revel in choice. Auntie's Choice. Introducing Auntie's Nuevas.
What's their secret? I wish I could be more like them.
Don't follow the Purple Crunch by Auntie's Choice. Every flavor-filled morsel is attacked with the pep and pertinacity you need to
I know if it was healthy, the Sovereign would provide it.
but how can Purple Berry Crunch be both evil and have 110% of the chemicals and preservatives we need?
I guess the notion that unnamed chemicals are good for us is misguided.
Almost missed the root. Got something on my mind. Did you hear that message that Milver Street fellow said in Fairfield? You can, if I understood correctly, opt for... Could that truly be true? Or is it a base falsity foisted by Auntie's choice to, you know, undermine Protectorate's... You don't say. Huh. So it's only here with our, perfect society that it works our way. How, fortunate for us all to benefit from such judicious guidance. That's a right intriguing proposition. If it weren't for Vigilant Hogarth, I do believe I'd scupper all. Yeah. You convince him, I'm in. But I owe him enough I wouldn't have...
Other flowering megaflora native to the colony, and you have a recipe for gunky eye, goop lung, post-nasal flooding, and worse. Unless you stockpiled Falderall's mollifying demulcin, an easeful release from Arcadian allergens of all kinds. Use Falderall. Trusted name in exo-anti-allergenics. Too much Spacers Ale. Try Auntie's Choice Pills. Good for what ails you.
That endless yattering. Ah, the itinerant stranger returns. Thought you'd agreed to help us, not those corporate heathens. Not my favorite topic of discourse, but I do like the cut of your jib. Very well. State your piece. But it's not everyone, is it? I'm sure it's not. The majority of my subjects are steadfastly loyal, resolute, right as rain. Things are fine. Everyone's fine. They deserve better. I've tried to tell myself it's better to die a subject of the Great Protectorate than live a life driven by... Regardless, now that we're all traitors, they really don't need my permission. But if they want, my former subjects are free to live an empty life with Auntie's choice. I'll make an announcement. Order them to... Should I? Haven't I failed them enough for one lifetime? No. I will stay here and loyally await the judgment I richly deserve.
Auntie's Choice. We put the art in artificial.
What nature made accidentally, we create.
My former subjects jumped at the chance to abandon Westport. They don't need me.
The K lets you know it's authentic. Now with 100...
Oh, come now. I am a vigilant of the Protectorate. I have endured untold hardships, countless battles. What's a little avatar? Oh, you're right. I can't withstand this inane onslaught much longer alone. At least in Fairfield, I'll have... Unsure how I'll endure such an empty existence. Perhaps, if I offer my old subjects periodic advice, our sense of community may somehow, despite the wiles of commercialism, remain. All right, then. Suppose it's time to make my announcement.
Nannerfish Restorative Elixir. Additional health benefits.
Seems nowhere on Paradise Island's gone untouched by this war.
You've returned. I take it matters are progressing well? Ah, well, then here are your rewards, per earlier terms discussed. I trust you'll find it all useful. Return with the remaining 5 volumes to complete the set, and I shall provide you the rarest rarities available to me.
Whoever took down our anti-hologram is a traitor of the highest order. Makes me wonder if these folks even want to be civilized. This place really sticks with you. The mud, in particular.
Watch out for that anti-Cleo.
You've lifted my spirits right out of their doldrums. Our new guests have just... Had anyone asked, I would have bet a year's pay against your capturing the hearts and minds of the denizens of Westport, had it seemed... I've 2 minds about the convertees. Anyone with eyes can see they need guidance, but a pernicious system is not easily abandoned. Have you any thoughts? Trust will take time to build. Time and patience. You've given me a great deal to think about. I am in your debt. I cannot overstate what a capital compatriot you've been, my friend. Now, should you ever find yourself visiting the ACS Undisputed Claim, do come see me. I've no doubt that when we next meet, I'll have risen... Did you hear? We are beyond fortunate that no one was injured. Aside from those...
for in the Tossball Leagues this season? Tossball?
I'm simply not credulous enough to accept this is where I've ended up. Doing the work of at least 3 lackeys. I'd welcome you, would-be consumer, but we are not a retail operation. Please visit the various consumer locations around Fairfield for all your purchasing needs. I have far too many claims on my time to be able to cater to the curious at the... I was meant to have help, but they lacked the barest amount of gray matter it takes to keep from getting locked up by excessive breaking my back, trying to buttress all these vines on top of all my other jobs. Oh, the bits I wouldn't pay for some of those mechs. So, is there anything else, or can I get back to work? You read my terminal? How embarrassing. The compliance adjusters broke. Not that I thought anyone had come snooping. I'd made careful arrangements to tie up everyone's loose ends. So, why are you so interested in my other work? You're not part of compliance. Huh. Assertive, ambitious, and aggressively self-deterministic? A go-getter who... You know, I've been looking for some backfills with the kind of cleverness usually only found on the seedy lower decks of the claim. Feel like making a few bits? Wonderful. Your jib is exactly the kind of cut we could use right now. And I've got a whole cartridge of bits. I'm part of Sub Rosa. We're a group of merchants, information brokers, and commodity traders who deal... We're the best way to get things done in anti-space if you're looking for profit. Want to buy it, sell it, move it? We've got someone to do it for you. Pah, they were rubes, nitwits, dolts so lacking in faculties that they couldn't handle the minuscule, and by that I mean damn tiny. They had to be dealt with so we could all get back to work. And now that I'm here, things will be running right. So, long as your brain pan's filled with more than a half-dead sprat spinning on a rusty wheel, I absolutely guarantee this is a no-risk venture. Oh, isn't that just wonderful? I had no suspicion when you walked through my door that you'd help resolve the last of the morass. And all we need you to do is access Quartermaster Cardos's terminal and it's already been resold, so having it in her system could become problematic. Expunge it, and I get you some bits, and the friendship of Sub Rosa all over the system. You get me? Because we are the black market in Arcadia. Odds are, at some point, you're going to need something you just can't get. Sub Rosa feeds that appetite to not just survive, but to thrive. And that's taking all of us places. Trust me, for both short-term benefits and long-term prospects, you want to be our friend. And I'll be waiting here with your...
Outside.
This paradigm of yours, or sovereign, or whatever. Does it really provide everything you want?
closed. Did you not hear me? This place is closed. No learning today about how everything happens according to the obscure calculus of an indecipherable plan. Why are you asking? Who are you?
The people she tried to kill.
By the architect. I had no idea. I wish I could say it was unbelievable.
Yeah, imagine how we feel. Why don't you tell us where she is so we can make sure she ain't being a danger to herself or others?
The anguish she always seemed to battle with, I fear it may have finally overwhelmed her. And could likely be what's driven her to her present course of action. I wish I knew. It's nothing good, I haven't seen her since before the corporatists invaded the island. I'm afraid she's going to do something terrible. Maybe none of this would have happened had I not introduced her to Victor. How did... Victor's an Order archivist. We were all friends for a time. But then, that's when things became tense. I started to become... She kept getting angrier with the Order the more she worked with Victor and her other contacts. On top of everything else, it became just too much for me. Among other things, for some reason she was obsessed with the cliffhanger ending of Chapter 6. It was the one where capitalist fanatics brought... But you know how it works. It was somehow miraculously saved at the beginning of the next chapter. Didn't matter to DeVries, though. She just kept going over it. Would have talked to a Crabble about it if there was no one else to listen. That, and the invasion itself, set her mind to dark things. I begged her not to go down that road again. She was so agitated when I first met her. Must have been 7, going on 8 years ago now. She never... After we became friends, she began to change. Still bothered her from time to time, but I thought it mostly behind her. I couldn't watch her go back to how she'd been. Or worse. No. But it had to be someone's fault, right? The Protectorate couldn't possibly have failed to safeguard the colony. And they had to answer the accusations the Order leveled at them. I know I've no right to ask this of you, but... when you find her, please remind her of who she used to be. She's unwell, but I know there's still hope for her. I understand.
returned. I still consider you conscripted, you know. Ready to get on with this? Our lab had been researching the red spores that grow nearby to see if they might contribute to future Auntie's Choice. A local spore sample interacted with a wonderfully preservative-rich diet of Auntie's Choice personnel. To a somewhat homicidal degree, it would seem to appear. By that measure, our work here could be considered a moderate. Well, of course, succeeding in a haphazard fashion is one of the first courses taught to Auntie's Choice students in any field. You see, our lab is a far cry from the others. You're part of something bigger here. The individual not only thrives, but shines even. It all requires a certain devotion. In the end, it's really quite in the best interests of everyone's careers. Well, it should all be rather straightforward, yes? I suspect we'd use a top-down indirect coronium synthesis method, don't you think? Just so. You seem no stranger to this type. Tremendous. Well then, before we roll up our sleeves and determine what's needed, we'll need two things. Fresh samples of the red spores and the findings from the expedition that originally uncovered them. After that, an antidote should be possible in relatively short order with your skin. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at you. And to think I just forcibly coerced. Now, first things first. Place the data cartridge in the drawer for... Haha. Allow me to give this a cursory eyeball and... perfect. I'll nose out the exact compound within our chemical reserves in 2 shakes of a rat's tail. Well, it's a textbook example of the medulla oblongata wagging the cerebellum. Although, frankly, there's a plethora of ways. None of the previous methods were anywhere close to being this commercially viable. But where there's a will... Honestly, this whole process is 1 part scientific testing, 2 parts improvisation, and a dash of pure, undiluted panache. Exactly what we do best. It was only a matter of time. Normally, I'd say perfection can't be hurried, but... there. I have determined the ideal counteragent. Here you are. Place it, enable the device, and it will beget a working antidote momentarily. I cannot wait to put this entire sordid affair behind us. Though, in the end, I saw you working the chemical synthesizer. I presume you were successful in creating an antidote? Nice try. But you don't possess nearly the negotiating power you might suspect. Not when I can simply bide my time and wait for another gormless dunderhead to stumble by. Not budging? Oh, all right. I suppose I'd be willing to throw in a little extra as a merit bonus for your superlative. Wonderful, wonderful! All right. I am activating the air filtration system. There. Should only take a few moments for the antidote to circulate. Marvelous. You'll find your remuneration in the chest behind me. My supervisor will hear of your actions. Oh, and before I forget, I, Omid Ormsby, under the power granted me by the Loeffler Risk Intercession Act, be seeing you.
The biological samples within the remains outside are no doubt deteriorating.
deteriorating rapidly. I may have to recreate this experiment. Somewhere else.
This stretch runs between Fairfield and the eastern forward. I thought.
This war's really bringing out the worst on all sides, ain't it? Then again,
Careful, friend.
never did see a conflict that made all parties involved look good.
Heavens, Auntie, you scared the living daylights out of me. Shouldn't sneak up on a man like that. Good way to earn a bullet betwixt the eyes. You know, you might be right. I'm reliably certain. I guess I should apologize for all that hullabaloo before. Just mistook you for another unfleshly manifestation. Sure as I am, there's a fine tale to be told there. I've got one of my own to share with a more pressing need to address. It all started the other night. Saw a personage leaving the greenhouse late. Figured it for Emily, but when I asked her about it, happened again the next night. Gave chase that time, but lost him hereabouts. I turned a corner and they'd up and vanished. Or maybe this entity only had the strength to manifest but briefly on this mortal coil. Communication would have proven too difficult for a being of pure information. Well, maybe. I still don't know all the particulars yet, but it's one theory. Right? It's all gotta go somewhere after we cash in our bits. Who's to say some of that matter don't stick around in one form or another? I certainly won't say no to having a fresh set of lamps on the scene. Just be careful.
I suppose it was only a matter of time until we were discovered. Though what an odd thing to die for. Apples. I forget. You invaders are not raised on the same diet of knowledge as we in the Protectorate. How small your uneducated mind must be. Trapped in worthless superstition. Perhaps you should have brought that friend with you. It was Of course, I know why you're really here. You have come to exact retribution for our larceny at your greenhouse. The greenhouse's stolen bounty offered a healthy alternative to gorging ourselves on that vending machine poison. Alas, I was spotted on 1 or 2 forays. I am merely quivering with rage over this insulting interrogation. And that scent you so subtly pointed out is the aroma of...
Thought I saw you disappear in here. Oh. Seems I've stumbled into quite the shindig. You lot been hiding out in here all this time? Touch cramped, ain't it?
Please, stay. It would please me to end the lie.
Not very copacetic.
If this exchange is not to your liking, I can accommodate you with a bullet instead. And if I deny your assessment? You must think highly of your skills to believe you would come out on top during an engagement. Very well. With so many invaders yet to slay, I would be remiss to relinquish our...
That was some slick talking. Can't believe you got them to surrender without firing a shot. I thought for sure we'd have to blast our way out. Guess I had this mystery all wrong. Small part of me was hoping... Nah, never mind. It's downright foolish. Can't fault your thinking there. Anyway, thanks for your help. You've spared me a fair bit of nocturnal...
How many other Protectorate loyalists do you suppose are embedded
Nothing
in...
to say to you,
Let
interloper.
that thought haunt you. Gonna need a bigger... Let me guess. Gun keeps jamming, armor don't quite fit snug as you like. State your division and I'll get you outfitted. Quick and proper, or your next provision's free. Thought these old factories caught a whiff of decrepitude percolating in the air. I'd explain it then. As Chief Replenishment Officer, it's my privileged duty to furnish our brave troops with all of their wartime essentials. You could say I put the... Tell me what you need, and I'll do my ample best to supply you. I'm sure you'll find something to your liking. Business is always good when a war's on. What do you need this time? Those hoople heads. First they botched their work up here, now the Grove. Well, I thank you for helping them out. Sorry you had to go out of your way. Now there's an odd request. If you've got queries about my... Wait one rat-gone moment. Did Miss Galloway put you up to this? She asked me for terminal access not even a fortnight ago. I'd call it coincidence. I can't for the life of me adduce a reason as to why a greenhouse manager would be interested in military inventory. What kind of plants are we growing in there? I'm not sure why she didn't just tell me that in the first place.
Well, we don't want an infiltrator. Key card to access the terminals, right here on the boxes beside me. Feel free to nab it.
How do you eat Purpleberry Crunch? Real warriors eat it right from the box.
Marginal improvements, still improvement, I suppose. Trainee Lindell, be so kind as to remind us all what the first rule...
Guns are weapons.
And do we aim weapons at colleagues or at our own unprotected upper stories, even in jest? Hint, we do not. I can assure you they are. The soldiers before you are former Protectorate subjects, mainly of the farming variety. No knowledge of combat. Scarce. They're accustomed to being told what to do, when to do it, even how to think. A lifetime of habitual servitude is not broken. I'm not one to idle in the path of a good faith effort to accelerate education. There's just one problem. I don't know you. So, respectfully, I must ask, what do you feel qualifies you to give instruction to my recruits? You do have a certain confidence about you that is presently absent in these recruits. Attention trainees, guns down.
You have something to say to us? I don't aim to be planted in any old field like last year's crop.
You're supposed to be advocating for the trainees' future success, not rooting for their failure.
Oh, okay. Got any more advice you're looking to offload? We could use it.
Precisely. Anticipate, then react. Now, if Auntie's faith in you is not misplaced, then prove it. Well done, trainees. It appears your words have had their intended effect. Oh, thank law. Please, accept this revolver with Auntie's thanks. Plan willing, I will have as much success deploying your wisdom.
Can't help you. Sorry.
Good form.
If you're not a go-getter, then go away. He'd make a great lower manager.
Protectorate folks must have been bored out of their skulls before we showed up. Now life in Fairfield's a real shindig.
What just happened? Ain't no science like I ever seen. Can't believe all it took to get her working was you waving around that fiddly gadget. No, sorry, you're right. You did me, and all of Fairfield, a good turn here. Just thought, here, managed to cobble some frags together from a damaged mine earlier. Who knows? And seeing how expertly you worked, you may as well take this armor modification too. I'm sure you'll have an easier time.
You know, I'm really starting to feel hopeful about settling here in Fairfield.
Why settle when you can thrive?
Sure. How do I do that?
I'm not really sure.
Hello again. You get that inventory issue sorted? How grand. That officially mops up the last of the mess from the buffoons that came before me. And while this might be a tad fewer bits than you were hoping for, remember, you just keep watching for paintings of a stylish yellow rose with a split black circle near the middle. Like the one you passed on your way in.
This paradigm thing you people are always going on about. Does it really improve your life?
You want freedom of choice. You want Auntie's choice. We've got your punch right here.
Commander, the nav key coordinates supplied by the... Additionally, we are also able to land in Free Market Station due to the astrogator's progress with the updates necessitated by its rebuild. Free Market Station is an independent marketplace, the only one in the system. It is called such. Agent Ibarra frequented it occasionally after the invasion. He said it was a good place to find newfangled gadgets and stolen prototypes and whatnot.